G'day, good evening. Welcome to 2021 here on Paul Murray Live. As always, the last line of defence when it comes to common sense. Had a ripper of a summer. Thank you to everyone who came up and said g'day. And I can tell you, we are very fired up for a massive year this year. If you want to be part of it, pretty simple. You're already doing the most important thing, sitting, watching and getting ready for the most fired up show on telly. As always, we lead with our chin, which means occasionally we'll cop some knocks, but who cares? We're here to stand up for the people who truly matter, and that is you, all day, every day. Now, let's go and have a look at what happened over the summer break. But relax, it's not going to be all about America. In fact, let's talk about the best country in the world, ours. Well done to the New South Wales government and Sydneysiders in particular, because they have found a way to beat COVID and live with it at the same time. Going into Christmas, there was quite a lot of worry on the northern beaches. On the other side of Christmas, that continued, and half of the people of the northern beaches were able to leave. Sadly, there was another series of cases that came out of a bottle shop on the other side of town. But guess what happened? While individual bits of a town got locked down, the entire city of 5 million people didn't. The entire state didn't. And in fact, that all comes down to the central logic of the person in charge. Yes, an imperfect soul who's got plenty of questions to answer about this, that and the other. But when it comes to COVID, she remains the gold standard. Gladys Berejiklian, this time on Channel 9.
But we can't shut down every time we have a cluster of cases. We can't keep shutting down and reopening, shutting down and reopening. That is not a good way for us to manage the pandemic.
Hallelujah. Especially going into Christmas. But you know and I know that there are plenty of power-mad premiers who could not care less about their individual citizens. They couldn't care less about small business. They couldn't care less about your holiday or your family plans. Instead, because way too many people have turned around and told them, thank you for keeping us safe. Thanks for locking us down. When there's one case in Queensland or when there's a couple of cases in South Australia, well, they all sung off the same song sheet, and it was shut the gate as fast as they possibly could. Roll the tape.
Close the border.
Our controlled border allows us to whack up a hard border.
We will be putting a hard border back in place.
Increasing that hotspot declaration to not only include the northern beaches but also Greater Sydney metropolitan.
I don't make any excuses for that. It is essential that we do that because we want to keep Queenslanders safe.
So the people who live in the same city, i.e. the ones who are actually on the front line of ending up to getting this virus, they affect the areas that are locked down, but the entire city doesn't get locked down. That's the smart way to do it. And I've got a feeling that in 2021, we're going to probably lock down even more than we did in 2020. Perhaps not for as long as they did in places like Melbourne, but get ready for more of this crap because too many people have cheered it on. Yes, the date may have changed, but alas, not much has changed about the politics.